Imagine you're out with friends at a restaurant. One friend suggests sharing a meal to save money, while another insists on skipping the tip. Both are trying to save, but their actions feel very different. One seems practical, the other feels unfair. This difference comes down to two words: frugal and cheap. Many people confuse them, but they aren't the same. Frugality is about being smart and thoughtful with money, while being cheap is often about saving at the expense of others or yourself in the long run. Why does this matter? Because how you save affects more than your wallet. It changes how people see you and how you feel about yourself. In this video, we'll explore the deeper meanings behind these words, their impact on your life, and how to make smarter money choices without losing your integrity or relationships. Number 1. The roots of frugality versus cheapness. Frugality and cheapness may seem similar because both involve saving money, but their roots come from very different places. Understanding these roots can help you see why one is admired and the other is frowned upon. Frugality comes from thoughtfulness and planning. It's about making the most of your resources and focusing on value. For example, someone who is frugal might research products, buy in bulk, or wait for sales to save money in a way that benefits them long-term. Frugality often stems from a mindset of abundance, the idea that you can live well while spending wisely. Cheapness, on the other hand, is often driven by fear or scarcity. People who are cheap might avoid spending money altogether, even when it makes sense to spend a little for better results. For example, a cheap person might buy the lowest quality item, knowing it will break soon, just to save a few dollars today. Cheapness can come from anxiety about money, even when it's not necessary. Historically, frugality has been seen as a positive trait. During hard times like the Great Depression, people had to stretch every penny, and being frugal was a sign of cleverness. But cheapness has often been viewed negatively. In old stories, misers are shown as selfish people who put money above everything else, even relationships. Economically, frugality is smart because it balances cost with value. Cheapness, however, often ignores value and ends up costing more in the long run, like buying a cheap appliance that uses more electricity or breaks quickly. By understanding the roots of these behaviors, it's clear that frugality is about making wise choices, while cheapness is about avoiding spending without considering the consequences. Number 2. Spotting the differences in everyday life. The difference between being frugal and being cheap often shows up in small, everyday decisions. While both involve saving money, the motivations and outcomes are very different. Frugality focuses on value. A frugal person thinks about long-term benefits and quality. For example, let's say you need a new pair of shoes. A frugal person might spend a little more on a durable, well-made pair that will last for years. It's an investment that saves money over time. Frugality is about being smart with your money, not just spending less. Cheapness focuses only on cost. A cheap person might buy the cheapest pair of shoes, even if they are poorly made and fall apart in a few months. While it might save money immediately, they'll have to spend again soon. Cheapness often sacrifices quality and long-term benefits for short-term savings. The difference also appears in social situations. For instance, at a potluck dinner, a frugal person might prepare a homemade dish that is delicious but affordable, like a casserole made from sale items. A cheap person might show up empty-handed, hoping to eat for free without contributing. Frugality also considers the time-cost balance. For example, imagine shopping for a new appliance. A frugal person might spend time researching energy-efficient options and wait for a sale, saving money on both the purchase and future utility bills. A cheap person, however, might rush to buy the cheapest model without research, only to end up with higher energy costs or frequent repairs. Another key area is social perception. A frugal person is seen as thoughtful and resourceful. For instance, they might reuse wrapping paper or create DIY gifts that show effort and care. A cheap person, in contrast, might skip giving gifts altogether, which can come across as inconsiderate. In everyday life, frugality is about being mindful and getting the most for your money. Cheapness, however, can lead to poor choices that hurt relationships, waste time, or cost more in the long run. The key is knowing when to spend wisely and when cutting corners isn't worth it. Number 3. The emotional impact of each approach. The way you save money doesn't just affect your wallet, it affects your emotions and relationships, too. Frugality and cheapness create very different feelings for you and the people around you. Frugality builds confidence and peace of mind. When you are frugal, you feel good about your choices because they align with your values. You save money without sacrificing quality or relationships. For example, choosing to cook at home instead of eating out can feel rewarding because it's healthier, cheaper, and more thoughtful. Frugality reduces stress by helping you prepare for emergencies, like having an extra savings fund for unexpected expenses. Cheapness, however, often leads to guilt and anxiety. Cheap decisions can make you feel uneasy, especially if they hurt others. For example, if you skip tipping a waiter or avoid contributing to a group gift, you might feel guilty about being unfair. Over time, these choices can create social tension. Friends or family may see you as selfish or uncaring, which can lead to isolation. Frugality makes you feel smart and responsible, while cheapness can leave you feeling ashamed or disconnected. Saving money should enhance your life, not create stress or harm your relationships. Number 4. Frugality's role in wealth building. Frugality is not just about saving money, it's a powerful tool for building wealth over time. By focusing on value and long-term benefits, frugal habits help you grow your financial resources while avoiding unnecessary waste. One way frugality builds wealth is through smart spending. Frugal people don't avoid spending altogether. Instead, they spend on things that truly matter and offer lasting value. For example, investing in a reliable car that lasts many years saves more money than buying a cheap car that breaks down often. This principle applies to almost every area of life, from home repairs to groceries. Frugality also allows you to save more money consistently. The money you don't waste on low-quality items or unnecessary purchases can be set aside for savings or investments. For instance, instead of eating out daily, cooking at home could free up hundreds of dollars a month. This extra money can be invested in stocks, real estate, or retirement accounts, where it grows over time thanks to compound interest. Finally, frugality keeps you out of debt. By spending less than you earn and prioritizing savings, you avoid the high costs of credit card interest or loans, which can eat away at wealth. In short, frugality is about making your money work for you. Thoughtful, intentional saving and spending create a strong foundation for financial independence and long-term success. Number 5. Social perception. What others think of you. How you save money doesn't just affect you. It shapes how others see you. Frugality and cheapness leave very different impressions on the people around you. Frugality is often admired. A frugal person is seen as thoughtful, resourceful, and responsible. For example, planning a wedding on a small budget but making it creative and enjoyable shows people that you value experiences over spending extravagantly. Frugality can inspire others because it shows you're mindful about money while still being generous when it matters. Cheapness, however, is often criticized. A cheap person can come across as selfish or inconsiderate. For example, if you refuse to split the cost of a shared meal fairly or avoid pitching in for group activities, others may see you as someone who prioritizes saving over relationships. This can hurt your reputation and weaken your connections with others. The difference lies in how your choices affect those around you. Frugality respects others and balances saving with generosity. Cheapness, on the other hand, often ignores the feelings or needs of others to save a few dollars. In the end, people tend to appreciate frugal behavior, but avoid those who come across as cheap. How you handle money speaks volumes about your values and character. Number 6. How to transition from cheap to frugal. If you've realized that some of your money-saving habits come across as cheap, don't worry, you can shift to being frugal. It's about changing how you think and act with your money. Start with self-awareness. Ask yourself these questions. Does this decision align with my values, and does it hurt others or my future? For example, skipping a tip might save you money now, but it could harm your relationship with service workers and reflect poorly on you. Focus on value, not just cost. Instead of always choosing the cheapest option, think about quality and long-term benefits. For example, buy durable clothes on sale rather than low-quality items that wear out quickly. This way, you save money over time without cutting corners. Budget for generosity. Include things like tips, small gifts, or contributing to group activities in your budget. For example, plan for giving thoughtful, affordable gifts during holidays instead of skipping gift giving entirely. Change your mindset. View money as a tool to improve your life and relationships, not just something to hoard. Invest in experiences, education, or anything that helps you grow. By being thoughtful, you can save money wisely without sacrificing quality or kindness, making you both smart and considerate. Frugality and cheapness may seem similar, but they lead to very different outcomes for your money, your relationships, and your peace of mind. Frugality is about being smart and intentional with your spending. Cheapness, however, often focuses on saving money at any cost, even if it harms your relationships or leads to poor decisions. Living a balanced life means adopting frugality as a lifestyle. It's not about being stingy. It's about prioritizing what matters most. A frugal mindset allows you to save for the future, invest wisely, and still enjoy life in meaningful ways. At the same time, balance means avoiding the social and emotional costs of being cheap. Your financial decisions should respect others and strengthen relationships, not create tension or guilt. By focusing on value, being generous within your means, and planning for the future, you can achieve financial success while staying true to your values. In the end, the goal isn't just to save money. It's to create a life that's rich in both resources and relationships. That's the true meaning of being frugal. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve financial success, then watch this video next. If you made it to this point in the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.